Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Beyond the Summit Overwatch Cup. We have a great treat for you guys now. EnVyUs versus Cloud9 in a best-of-5 series. I am Ask Joshy, casting with Jamerson. This is our winner's final match, and this is actually a qualifying match for the event in August 6th and 7th, where they will be playing for a $10,000 prize pool. So this is the most important match that we've had yet in the Cup, honestly, and the map bans have already begun.
Yeah, so we've seen Route 66 and Hanamura stricken down from Cloud9, so it might be the onus is on them to get rid of the assault maps, as EnVyUs has gone for the King of the Hill maps, already taking down EnVyUs.
Yeah, thanks to the admin for reminding them that it is Bo5. So if they don't want to play those double cap maps, they need to keep that in mind, as there are only 12 maps to remove, and Hanamura is the only assault map that has been banned out so far. I think EnVyUs and Cloud9 really don't want to play Route 66 or Ilios. Normally, I think EnVyUs actually is gonna ban Route 66 anyway, so Cloud9 may have wasted a veto there, but Hanamura and Anubis both gone now. Maybe EnVyUs will be the nice guys and get rid of Volskaya here, but it could just end up being a matter of there's 6 maps left, someone has to ban Volskaya, or they could just play there. That could also happen.
Yeah, do they really want to give Nepal and Lijiang to Cloud9, though? They're going to go ahead and ban out Volskaya, so helping Cloud9, getting rid of all the assault maps now.
I mean, EnVyUs is still the #1 team. They still are on a 30+ match streak right now, so I don't think they're as scared of Cloud9 as maybe Cloud9 is of them on those same maps. The King of the Hill maps, both teams actually tend to excel at. So it looks like Nepal is going to be in the pool. Lijiang Tower is still going to be in the pool, and Hollywood Kings Row and Nambani will be our 3 payload maps. So no assault maps. It looks like no full payload maps either, actually, as Hollywood Kings Row and Nambani are all hybrid.
All right, now we're just waiting on the teams to finish off their bans to see which map we'll be going to first. So it's going to be between Hollywood and Kings Row here, and both teams very practiced on Kings Row and Hollywood. But I imagine Cloud9 are going to want to start off with something a bit more even-footed with Kings Row.
Yeah, I don't think Kings Row really favors one side or the other. It actually just favors the more solid team, which in this case, could be EnVyUs. So we'll get a look at that once we actually get into the first map. It is going to be Kings Row. EnVyUs has the choice of attack or defend. Again, Envy rated #1 in the world right now. Cloud9 had that spot just before them. So could be a very, very good match here. Could be close. Maybe Envy actually will assert their dominance and say, you guys used to be #1. We are the new hotness, and we're basically just going to stomp you out. So we'll see what kind of games we actually end up getting here. Taimu and Tailspin, of course, the powerhouse offense players for EnVyUs. And on Cloud9, you've got Surefour as kind of their star player, who's gained a lot of notoriety through his streams. Also, just extremely high-rated competitive player as well, up in the 80s very early on already. I think he's actually still in the top 5 worldwide for ranking. We did lose a player in the lobby. Not sure what that's about.
Well, to Cloud9's credit, though, that month and a half or so after launch, they were quite busy. Their schedule was just chock full of tournaments, and I believe they were at E3. They just went to every event left and right, so they didn't have that kind of practice time to put in initially after launch. And at that point, EnVyUs, they had their team house, they had the opportunity to be able to play together, so they have that going for them. Cloud9 just might be working back up to being the #1 team. We will see who comes out on top today.
All right, so it'll be obviously the first team to get 3 map wins moving on into our August event. The other team will be dropping down to the lower bracket, facing the winner of Luminosity Gaming and Code 7. So we are down to our final 4 teams here.
Yeah, right now on the offense, we're going to start it off with Team EnVyUs. Taimu, I don't think he's going to be picking that Bastion, but I would love to see it. But it's going to be very difficult here on Kings Row, so we're probably not. Grego, of course, on the side of Cloud9, picking up that Lucio, and Adam will be on that Mercy. Reaver has picked up himself that hit scan character. We've got the Soldier 76 coming out with Kai on the Winston. So this is a triple tank setup coming out. Surefour will be on the Roadhog, and d.va will be on that Reinhardt, but the Winston is a little bit of a surprise pick here.
Yeah, Surefour actually has been playing some Roadhog, some Junkrat, in addition to his more common Genji Soldier and Tracer picks from days of, days past, basically, when there was 0 hero limit. Cloud9 was on top in those days, so Surefour always was kind of at the forefront. When it was Zenyatta's and Genji's, Surefour was the Genji. When it was double Lucio, double Tracer, double Winston, Surefour was the Tracer. He basically plays whatever role is needed. I've seen him on Bastion a number of times for King of the Hill matches, Soldier for tons of different stretches of payload, Pharah as well, as she has kind of re-entered the meta. But we are going to have the doors open now. It's going to be EnVyUs on attack to get us started. Tailspin on the Pharah, Harry Hook on the Soldier, Taimu starting out on Hanzo, usually just to drop a Sonic Arrow. I do expect Taimu to switch after just a little bit, although it depends on kind of what his teammates are able to do. The defense postured way in the back. d.va does have his shield up there for Cloud9, just hanging on the point. There's a nice scatter arrow in conjunction with Tailspin's rockets to take out Reaver. That's a large source of damage missing from Cloud9 already.
Yeah, and Harry Hook on that 76 has the high ground. He's firing from behind them, and he's going to be a big trouble for them to try and deal with this. Tailspin try to go in. Surefour does get the kill onto Internet Hulk, though. And Surefour coming in with a hook onto Tailspin, takes him out. Chipsogen is able to res him right back into the fight. And he's going to go ahead and answer right on back. Taimu helping him finish off Surefour on that Roadhog.
Yeah, right now it looks like the offense actually has the greater numbers. They are standing all over the point now as Adam and Grego basically just get nuked down by Tailspin. Reaver also falling in that exchange, so it should be an easy task here now to just stay on the point, kill anyone who makes their way in. It looks like Reinhardt, being played by d.va, is actually just going to hop his way backwards to his team, try and keep everyone alive so they can actually defend in the streets phase, not allow EnVyUs to push up super far like we sometimes see. Tailspin already up in the sky, though, just shooting rockets down, trying to get that free damage. There's the Hanzo ult from Taimu, as it's very likely he's going to switch off to Reaper now for the streets phase.
Yeah, they do see that triple tank setup coming out, so they just want to go ahead and deal with it. Actually, it's only a double tank right now. As Surefour did switch off to that Pharah to try the, go for the aerial battles against Tailspin, but Tailspin finding that pick onto Reaver is going to make this attack pretty easy for the side of Team EnVyUs.
Reaver already with 3 deaths. Not helping Cloud9 much as they're just continually forced back. Tailspin might have that in mind. He might actually just be gunning for Reaver every time if he thinks that he's perhaps some kind of weak link that can be exploited. The fact that he's playing Soldier, usually countering the Pharah, does make sense to try and eliminate him as quickly as possible. Here comes a string of ultimates, offense and defense. Earthshatter comes out for offense, but the Sound Barrier on defense keeps everybody alive. The payload itself still being contested by just those tanks. Internet Hulk versus d.va. In this case, d.va is going to be forced backwards as Reaper runs in here. Taimu trying to get around to the backside, does use his Wraith Walk to get back to safety, but the payload is going to continue to move forward. It looks like Envy still in a good position here. No ultimates really available other than the reses.
Surefour is in the back line. He's 9% away from getting his ult. He has to fall back as Reaver finds the kill onto Coco, and he's starting to get headed down by Internet Hulk on that Zarya. Surefour, though, is going to be able to get his way out of there, but Tailspin comes in with the Rocket Barrage, gets 1 kill, but Grego is the one that's going to finish him off. The Resurrection does come out on the side of Cloud9 now as they continue to push forward. Taimu is in the back line as Reaver pushes forward to get the kill on Chipsogen.
Over the course of that whole fight, Envy just got further and further spread out. Now you see Harry Hook and Coco kind of in no man's land. Coco arriving to the fight just in time to basically get destroyed. So too bad for EnVyUs. That is going to be another minute or so that Cloud9 has successfully defended after that nice long engagement. The payload hasn't moved any further than they'd like it to, and basically they're just going to continue to butt heads here in this short little stretch of the streets where Tailspin specifically is not going to have too much free reign. He is going to try and jump over the building here, but Chips has to stay in the back long enough to pop that ult when needed.
So Coco is on that payload with that Reinhardt as they push forward. Internet Hulk's going to jump in as they try to get the speed boost, Death Blossom combo, but the Sound Barrier comes out to keep everyone alive. Taimu is here on the back line. He's trying to hunt down Kai, but he's not going to find anything off of it. Harry Hook staying on the payload is going to keep it pressed forward. Tailspin finds the kill onto Adam. So that's the Resurrection down as EnVyUs try to push forward, but it is a 4v5 right now in favor of Cloud9, so the offense not able to get that much ground off of this.
Defense looking good here. Surefour up in the skies, taking some free shots down, and Reaver goes down again. Coco finds the kill on that defensive Soldier. Earthshatter goes down, catching Kai and Surefour, but the Reinhardt who launched the attack immediately died. Coco doing a backflip over there. Harry Hook and Taimu going down as well. So Surefour getting the bulk of the kills here for his Cloud9 defense as Reaver just continually continues to get picked very early in each of these engagements.
Yeah, that's kind of the job of the Pharah, you know, to get rid of your own counter at that point. So Reaver hasn't had the opportunity to try and shut him down. They're not running anything like a Roadhog to also counter. So this is going to be very difficult for Reaver to try and find his opening.
Yeah, he just needs to keep his gun pointed at the skies, wait for Tailspin, wait for chips. There's the huge barrage. Barrage actually going to come out of the Graviton Surge that everyone got caught in. Surefour just launching individual rockets in there, managed to clean them up. Here comes a big res on both sides, so we're back to square one here. After all the ultimates have been launched, it looks like defense is in pretty low health across the board. Reaver, Tibet, both fall. Adam does not have a res. Here comes a barrage from Surefour. This time not going to work out as the beat is dropped for EnVyUs. They should be able to secure this checkpoint and have about 3.5 minutes left to push the last area.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Reaver's still not able to find his opening. He hasn't gotten many kills this round, and one of the problems is that Internet Hulk on that Winston has been jumping on top of him almost every time.
Right now, the defense not making any real changes. Reaver does have his hack visor available already, taking a little bit of damage just out the door there from the fire strike, and it is a Reaper, Taimu, actually crouch walking to keep his footsteps hidden, but of course Surefour is just going to fly up in his face and start taking some shots. He needs to get out of there. No, Taimu actually gets the kill. Blossom coming out of that window, not getting too much extra damage in, but Adam is down, and that is a huge loss for the defense. EnVyUs still pushing this payload uncontested. Kai and Grego are super split up right now. Tibet needs to get onto that payload and get this trickle defense going.
Yeah, Grego going down on the side of Cloud9 along with the vet, and so the defense are trying to come in, try to stall for as long as possible, but Tailspin with the rocket barrage is going to finish off Adam. The resurrection comes out on the side of Team EnVyUs, and they're going to finish this off, full 6 men on the payload.
Great stuff there from EnVyUs. Should be 7 minutes or so. No, 6 minutes, 18 seconds, so even faster than that. Above average time set by EnVyUs. Cloud9 looked pretty good during that Streets phase, but now they are going to have to beat this time set by EnVyUs.
This is the first map in the best of 5 between Cloud9 and EnVyUs here in the winners final. The winner will be moving on to compete in our final cup, which will be taking place August 6th and 7th. The loser will be going down to the losers bracket to face off against the winner of Luminosity versus Code 7.
Code 7, Cloud 7, Code Red. It's all good. We don't know. We don't know anything, but no, I'm just kidding. Here we go. As we flip sides, getting a look at the defense for Cloud9. For EnVyUs this time, Chips is going to stay on that Mercy. Tailspin on his signature Kings Road Junkrat. Taimu usually playing the Roadhog here. We'll see if he tries to switch it up or not. And Internet Hulk on his favorite Torbjorn, most likely just going to drop the Torb turret in the center of point A as he does. Everything looking very standard out of them. And these teams definitely have had enough experience now playing against these guys. They're pretty much going to know what the composition looks like ahead of time just from playing against them so often, watching so many competitive streams, but really it's just a matter of positioning and how are they going to mold their attacking composition to deal with the defense that they know is going to be there.
Already we do see that Reaver is looking to be on that Reaper to try and deal with the tanks on the side of EnVyUs. EnVyUs is rocking that Roadhog and the Reinhardt. So we'll look to Reaver to try and burst down these tanks. Kai picking up that Zarya. So they're looking for these wombo combos currently. Coco pushing up. I don't know why. He's probably going to back off. There's 2 seconds left before the gates open.
Yep, timer has begun now, so about 6 minutes, 15 seconds for them to actually try and take the entire map. We'll see how Cloud9 goes about it. They are already splitting up a little bit. Surefour moving off to the right side with his Pharaoh rockets, while the rest of the team basically just stands up at the gate. You can see those rockets just sailing in, trying to break down that Reinhardt shield and eventually get to that soft Torb turret center once the shield breaks.
Yeah, currently they're trying to push in through the hotel. That's 4 members already in. And Tibet and Surefour find 2 kills. That's Harry Hook and Tailspin down. Currently, Chipston doesn't have his resurrection yet, as he actually gets taken out by Reaver. So Cloud9 in prime position to actually take this point.
Yeah, Internet Hulk's Torb turrets did essentially squat there. They did the perfect entry through the hotel there, finding those picks so early with Reaver on one side, Surefour on the other. Lots of damage just sandwiching them. And usually EnVyUs is a little bit quicker on the draw, but they actually fell very quickly there. In the first minute, Cloud9 is going to be able to take point A, looking good for their chances at that pretty decent time set of 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Now moving into the Streets phase, they are pushing up as you'd expect. Coco is kind of off on his own, so maybe Reaper is going to be able to get some damage in. Actually, it looks like he's going to get surrounded. A little bit too eager on dealing some damage. Reaver falls, and now Cloud9, they're okay with this. They're just going to push the payload to the same place they would have anyway, but they need to be aware of their surroundings. Taimu up on the high ground already takes out Surefour, now taking shots down, and Adam scores that kill as well.
This aggression coming out from EnVyUs is surprising. Taimu did switch off to that Reaper, and the Internet Hulk decided to take the place of the second tank, picking up that Winston.
Winston does come into play on these payload maps, especially to replace Torbjorn. I think it's a pretty decent suggestion, but the bubble, of course, itself is so valuable. Being able to jump around and eventually knock people off of the payload comes into play quite a bit. So 5 minutes left at the top of the screen, but 4 minutes and about 15 seconds left in actuality for Cloud9 to try and push through here. I'm surprised that this payload has not gotten any further than this choke point. Literally, they just need to run in there, try and dive on Harry Hook and get some damage in. They're allowing EnVyUs to just take free shots in for way too long here.
Yeah, and we just saw, or I just saw 3 members of of EnVyUs just run past Taimu on that Reaper. He would have been in a good position, but he finally got spotted out and he had to back off. But Coco finding that kill onto Reaper, and Cloud9 having a very difficult start to the street portions of King Row.
This is kind of the portion of the fight where d.va, yeah, he needs to move up, basically. He's got that Reinhardt shield, but it's not being used. There's a sound barrier actually getting everyone into gear here. Internet Hulk still standing, does fall to the Reaver. Tailspin and Coco died to Surefour and Reaver already. It looks like Reaver's suiting Cloud9 a lot better than the Soldier did on that Reaper. So Death Blossom comes in to the Graviton Surge. Winston Bubble goes up to keep everybody alive a little bit longer, but the res ultimately ends up not mattering. Cloud9 does mow their way through, and now finally the payload is dislodged. They've got about 3 minutes and some change to push the entire rest of the map, but it looks like EnVyUs should have plenty of time to be able to contest this again at this checkpoint.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for Cloud9 with 3 minutes left to try and push this into the end. Right now, EnVyUs regrouping, trying to go for one last contestation onto this checkpoint, and they're pushing forward that Reinhardt shield, not taking too much damage actually. The Winston bubble does go down, and Tailspin's gonna catch out a Reaver with the rocket barrage, but Surefour in the back gets the kill onto Chipsogen, so that's the resurrection down. So currently, with Adam's res up, they're gonna go ahead and re-engage onto EnVyUs right now.
Yeah, everything with that res going the way of EnVyUs, actually. Yeah, Taimu, Internet Hulk getting a couple of kills. Surefour being down really hurts Cloud9's DPS, as Grego and d.va, of course, they're amazing players, but they don't have the damage output that a Reaper or a Pharah have, and Taimu literally just cleans up with a couple of shotgun blasts, now already moving forward, looking for his next victims.
Internet Hulk has been doing such a great job on this Winston. His barriers have just been on point.
Right now, we've got Cloud9 moving forward again. Surefour does have his barrage available. No Graviton Surge, though. Adam doesn't have his res ready to go, so they are going to have to be careful with this. The engagement coming in from Taimu actually scores 4 kills total with that Death Blossom. Internet Hulk cleaning up on d.va, and Reaver will be the last to fall, but EnVyUs has to feel good about that ultimate combo. Actually, just Death Blossom basically taking care of business. 1 minute and about 40 seconds left for Cloud9 trying to finish the map. Things are looking pretty grim for them.
Yeah, and Taimu again on that Reaper, gonna go for that flank, this time changing up the position. He might actually just jump out through the window behind them. They might be expecting him to come up from the vents there, or from the pipes there, but this time he's got the complete flank. He's gonna be on top of Grego. Grego has to pop his sound barrier to stay alive, but the Earth Shadow lands on 3. Surefour is there to try and cover his team, but Tailspin shoots him out of the air. Adam trying to come in for the res, and he gets it onto about 4 members of Cloud9, so the fight is going to start all over again.
Only about a minute left now. I think it's mathematically pretty much impossible, especially with Tailspin dropping the barrage and immediately scoring the kill on Reaver. That's a lot of damage missing again. Tailspin gets picked up by Chips, and he's going to stay alive long enough to shoot a couple rockets down, but the direct rocket from Surefour does connect, and Tailspin goes down. We've got Internet Hulk popping his Primal Rage, going up to 1,000 HP, just swatting people away. Surefour was his first target, but he manages to escape over the rooftop. d.va getting pinned by Coco all the way across the map, doesn't get the kill, actually drops him into the void. He charged him all the way to the pit and then just dropped him in. Here comes a Graviton Surge from Cloud9, actually a good opportunity for them if they didn't have so little time remaining, only about 20-something seconds actually on the clock. Here comes a barrage from Surefour, getting quite a lot of damage in. EnVyUs is basically wiped here. Chips is fine dying because he knows that Cloud9's not going to be able to push this time.
Yeah, so they were able to get the second checkpoint, but they're just not going to have the time to finish this off. We're just waiting on the admins for final confirmation at that point. And there it is. We're calling it in game. Cloud9 were not able to finish this map off, so that's going to be the first map going on over to EnVyUs.
Yep, Envy takes game number 1 here on King's Row. All the rest of our maps are either hybrid or King of the Hill, so we're going to get either something similar or something completely different, depending on Cloud9's choice. Do you think Cloud9 is confident enough to go take it straight to Nepal?
I think they have to at this point. That's probably where they face the greatest chance of winning on one of these King of the Hill maps, but we shall see. They do have 2 maps to choose from, either Nepal or Lijiang, so there's still plenty of opportunities for them to get a win.
Hollywood, it looks like. Surprising a little bit. I think King of the Hill maybe a more even match for them. The payload did seem to go pretty one-sided there for the side of EnVyUs, but Tailspin choosing to attack for Envy. Worked out for them pretty well in this last round.
It really did. They looked on point on their attacking side on King's Row. We'll see how this pans out. We're just waiting for the ready up, and we will get the second map underway.
Thanks to all 17,000 of you watching Beyond the Summit Overwatch Cup. We are having a great time here on Sunday. We had a lot of great games yesterday, 8 BO3s we got through, and today we still have the rest of this match for you. Another Luminosity versus Code 7 match in the lower bracket, and then another BO5 after that to round out the broadcast. Just to remind you guys, this is a qualifying match that you're watching right now. It is a best-of-5 series where Envy is now up 1-0. They only need 2 more maps to move on to that event in August, where they'll be playing for the $10,000 prize pool.
So we're loading onto Hollywood now. It's going to be EnVyUs starting off on the attacking side. In that last map, EnVyUs were able to finish off the payload, while Cloud9 were stopped pretty early on. It was very unfortunate. Taimu was doing such a great job on that Reaper, getting the flanks.
Yep. For defense, actually, on Hollywood, you tend to see more support-based compositions. Sometimes you'll see Symmetra or Torbjorn. Torbjorn, of course, able to just toss out armor after the match progresses. He can fill kind of a support role in that regard. 75 armor across the board ends up adding up to 450 armor, which is just an insane amount. But right now, it looks like we are just going to go with a more traditional 2-2-2 composition. Surefour and Reaver on the Reaper and Soldier, respectively. 2 tanks, Kai and Debet on Zarya and Reinhardt, and then Adam and Grego on their signature Mercy and Lucio. Nothing crazy out of Cloud9. EnVyUs on the other side, it looks like if they keep everything the same way, it looks like a little bit of an aggressive build. Internet Hulk and Taimu very likely to just leap onto the point as soon as possible. Tailspin and Chips, I expect, to leap over security and take the shots down at the point. And we'll just see how aggressive Envy wants to play it. They could go slow and steady. They don't have any barriers from Reinhardt or Zarya, so I expect a rush comp, actually.
So, expecting that Reaver pick onto the 76, they already have that Winston, like you said. And so we're expecting Reaver to be playing pretty high up, and that's what the Winston's supposed to do, try to get in there and knock him off or force him out of position, as they are already pushing in through that choke point. So not too much contestation there, but it's going to be Tailspin who lands the rocket onto Reaver. And now Winston jumps in, he's on top of Adam, and Adam's going to go down, and already the defense is starting to crumble.
Yeah, already losing Adam is actually really terrible for Cloud9, but Surefour is racking up a couple of kills. Debet gets himself a kill. It's still pretty even on both sides, despite losing their healer very early on. Grego also down, but Adam back into play any moment for the defense. No, actually, he's still pretty far back. Envy actually running way back there. Who's that? Genji actually slicing people up all the way back at spawn, so Envy definitely going to get point A here.
that just happened so suddenly. And Taimu, look at him in the back line with Chipsogen staying alive, and they're forcing them all the way back to their spawn.
Yeah, they're not allowing Cloud9 to take this high ground that you expect. Essentially, anytime you lose A on Hollywood, what tends to happen is everyone just takes the lift up onto that top of the saloon, but Taimu just ran in there as Genji had plenty of time to get to their spawn and start dealing with Adam as he came back out, Grego as he came back out, and Harry Hook and Coco are just happy to sit on the payload and continue to push through this first phase of the payload area. Kai going down there to the hook combo from Coco, very valuable skill to have as the instant kill hook combo. Surefour still just raining rockets down, actually does find Tailspin on the ground, but Chips has his res, uses it just to bring Tailspin back. Kai gets brought back as well by Adam, so still fighting. Earthshatter goes down from Debet, doesn't catch anything. Whole Hog coming from Coco does get a lot of damage in. Even though Primal Rage was popped, it looks like he's not going to be able to contest the payload too much longer. EnVyUs still all over the payload. Grego has his sound barrier drop now for Cloud9 to just try and get some kills. They do actually finally get Taimu, Internet Hulk, and now Chips as well, so Cloud9 should be able to reclaim the payload here.
Yeah, and that's a lot of ultimates down on the side of EnVyUs. They try to go in with Taimu's,
you know, the point A selection and the fact that he still had his ult and everything allowed him to stay on that character for a while. But now that we're in this area where you know that they're going to be contesting a lot, Reaper really comes into play with that splash damage, that direct damage, and that Wraith Walk. You've got a couple of ults going off. Heroes never die on either side, so everyone's still in play. Reaver is the first to go down after the reses, and that's bad for Cloud9's defense. Tailspin gets a kill onto Adam, so no future reses in this engagement. Kai and Debet go down to the Whole Hog ultimate of Coco. Once again, Coco just pouring out that damage from the top of the payload, and we will be able to secure this checkpoint.
Yeah, there were some positional errors going on in that last team fight. Surefour was on the ground underneath the bar area near 3 members and right next to a Roadhog who was able to get the hook in. And so that DPS going down so quickly as Tailspin finds a kill onto Surefour, and Coco picking up Adam. Unfortunately, those spawns not working out for Cloud9. They weren't able to make it back to their team, getting picked off those stragglers.
Taimu teleporting up to the high ground now as Reaper. Chips is going to join him just to try and do some sneaky flanking. You can see they're both crouch walking to surprise anyone who comes from that staircase on the defensive side, but no one actually is doing that on Cloud9. They're actually all posted up in the back left corner of that VIP parking spot that EnVyUs is trying to get to, so they're allowing a ton of space here for EnVyUs with this last 5 minutes. If one wipe happens against Cloud9, that payload's easily going to breach it. They've got sound barriers going down on both sides, everyone in super high health, defense sitting on the payload itself while Envy runs past him. Taimu and Tailspin getting a lot of damage in, but Surefour with the barrage gets a kill before going down to Internet Hulk using... Hog ultimate from Coco should be all she wrote. EnVyUs is going to set a very impressive time here on Hollywood.
That was some of the most impressive offense that I've seen coming out from EnVyUs, especially against a team like Cloud9.
Oh no, stream rip. Okay. Hopefully everything, yeah, okay, so we're actually going to see the entire match. Excellent. So we are going to flip sides now. Just momentary picnic baskets for everybody as we get back into the game. But nothing wrong on our side. Envy just making a very good time there. What was the time from the admin, if we can get that?
So yeah, unfortunately on that last defense, Cloud9, because of the way the spawns worked, they were caught out on that closer spawn, and of course that was Grego and I believe Surefour, 2 of the more important members of Cloud9 going down there. They weren't able to maintain control over the top side on that final push of Hollywood, and so Cloud9 had to play very defensively all the way back towards their spawn, and unfortunately because of that, their defensive positioning just was so hurt that EnVyUs just came in and mopped them up really easily. So right now, EnVyUs will be on the defense here. We're going to see Tailspin staying on this Pharah, and he's been doing such a fantastic job air battling against Surefour. Coco is going to be on that Reinhardt with, of course, Chipsogen playing that Mercy. Taimu picking up that Reaper, which he did a fantastic job. Ended up getting a 3-man Death Blossom, I believe, before the end of that round. Internet Hulk, of course, will be on that Lucio, and Harry Hook is rounding out that composition with that Soldier 76, and it looks like they want to play it from the cafe area.
Yeah, the Death Blossoms specifically drove a lot of that action for EnVyUs. Really good stuff out of Reaper and Coco on that whole hog. Okay, so we're starting the timer. 4 minutes, 35 seconds is going to be our time to beat for Cloud9. Will they be able to do it? I have no idea. They do find a very early kill on Tailspin. Reaver on the Widowmaker. Widow has been making more and more appearances in our competitions since release, since her nerf. She was kind of out of favor, but now starting to slowly come back in these clutch positions. Harry Hook and Coco getting a couple of kills on the tanks of Cloud9, gonna slow them way down. Grego not playing Lucio, actually playing that third tank Roadhog and looking for some hooks, but he does go down to Harry Hook in the end.
Oh, Surefour getting knocked out of the skies by Tailspin, but he's immediately going to get rezzed back up, so it's going to be a 6v6 fight here on the payload, as actually the rest of the defense are still straggling in right now. Internet Hulk getting caught out by the hook. He gets taken out. Surefour finds 2 quick kills. That's Tailspin and Chipsogen going down, and that should be point A for Cloud9.
Right now, Cloud9 is stomping all over the point. That is a great take for them. Only took about 5 seconds slower, honestly, than EnVyUs did. So their hopes are still alive here. They just need to be as swift and ruthless as EnVyUs were on this second phase, where, if you'll remember, Taimu on the Genji just leaped forward and started taking out everybody coming out of the spawns. You can see 5 members of EnVyUs actually all together. Now all 6 of them are together. Will they rush out toward that payload together? Coco leading the charge as Winston. I don't think he's going to be leaping onto that cart so soon yet. Yeah, they are actually going to show themselves, but really kind of just stay separate. Taimu running in as the sole Reaper gets hook comboed by Grego very quickly, so that's looking bad for EnVyUs, to be honest.
Oh, and there we go. We do have Internet Hulk. Excuse me, Coco trying to go in on the Widowmaker, but it's going to be Tailspin's Rocket Barrage coming in to finish off 3 members of Cloud9, but the res does come out to bet, getting the Earth Shatter off onto Taimu is going to go ahead and finish him off, and so far Taimu not being as impactful on this Reaper quite yet.
So far, so good for EnVyUs in the second phase. Tailspin alone has been making a huge difference. Obviously, Chips is on him with that Mercy support, so I won't say Tailspin alone anymore. He is getting a lot of support. And Harry Hook actually on the rooftops has just been raining down with that Soldier. He is having a bit of a 1v1 right now with Kai Kai. Kai Kai does end up getting killed. DeBet still pushing the payload. He's trying to get that payload sneakily pushed as far as he can, as time is still working against them, but now he is outnumbered by Coco and Tailspin over there on the payload side. Meanwhile, the rest of Cloud9 actually pushing forward, getting back to the fray. Coco up on the high ground, waiting to leap down, does find his target. DeBet goes down, Tac Visor active for Harry Hook, gets a lot of damage in. He is not actually going to find any kills himself, but Coco and Tailspin do finish off Kai Kai and Reaver. That Widowmaker and Winston are going to be dead for a while. Only sub 2 minutes left to try and push the entire rest of the map now for Cloud9.
Yeah, and they catch out Grego there in the end, so it's going to stagger the spawns even more, making this push a lot more difficult as Surefour does try to go in. Ooh, he gets the mid-air rocket onto Tailspin. So there's an opportunity here for Cloud9 to push forward as Reaver finds a pick onto Taimu with that Widowmaker. So now in the 6v4 position, Cloud9 are pushing in. Reaver is coming in again with that Widowmaker getting the kill onto Harry Hook. That's going to force out the resurrection. That's Harry Hook and Taimu coming back. Taimu does have control over the top. Coco is on top of Reaver right now, so Reaver might not be playing as big of a role in the latter part of this fight, but Surefour find 2 quick kills with that Pharah. Now they are contesting onto the point. It's Tailspin on d.va, trying to stall for as long as possible.
Everything looking decent for Cloud9 actually on the ground now. However, EnVyUs is starting to file back from their spawn. If they continue to trickle like this, I think Cloud9 should be able to secure the checkpoint here, but only 40 seconds really to work with on that last stretch is going to be a bit of a pain, and Taimu actually eating a lot of that clock just by Wraithwalking and using his Death Blossom. Tailspin actually switching off of Pharah onto d.va just to try and end this map here rather than allowing it to get into that third section. There's a pin from DeBet onto to Harry Hook, it looks like, and the Earth Shatter follow-up gets a lot of kills for Cloud9. Only 20 seconds left, though. I think mathematically it's going to be impossible. EnVyUs seem to have secured this second game as well.
Yeah, and Taimu a little bit caught out here, but he's going to be able to Wraithform away. Reaver trying to play that proxy, but wasn't able to pick up any kills there. Cloud9 continued to push this payload forward.
And I believe that is going to be time expired. Actually, we'll get our admin's official word, but that was 4 minutes, 35 seconds on my stopwatch. Yeah, so time is up. That is going to be GG. EnVyUs takes a 2-0 lead here in this best-of-5 series.
All right, so EnVyUs looking so dominant on their attack and on their defense so far against Cloud9, and I feel now is the time. I mean, their back is against the wall. Cloud9 are definitely going to have to take it to King of the Hill, where it's going to be a little bit easier for them. Nepal is going to be the choice coming out from Cloud9.
I mean, it sounds weird to say anything is easier. Like, I still don't want to face EnVyUs on any map, but the fact that they did set just a 4.5 minute time on Hollywood against essentially what most are considering the second best team in NA, that's pretty head and shoulders above where Cloud9 needs to be. They need to be slowing them down a lot more than that on those payload maps, so they are going to try to switch it up here. Their winners bracket qualification here is on the line, as Envy now has that 2-0 lead. If Envy can win here on Nepal, they will move on to that August event. We won't be seeing them anymore today, so it's up to Cloud9 to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, but their backs are against the wall, 2-0 down against Team EnVyUs. And again, EnVyUs continuing to run that winning streak all across NA, all across just Overwatch in general.
Okay, compositions looking kind of interesting. We did see Surefour on that Junkrat yesterday have a lot of success, as Cloud9 did 3-0 both of their opponents on this map, if I remember correctly. Surefour's Junkrat, specifically on this Sanctum level, did come into play, and I think it's just because, you know, you can spam bombs. Bomb traps are actually pretty good with all these narrow chokes and doorways and lots of stairs and corners, basically, that you can hide that stuff in. And the Tire ultimate, being able to climb walls, means you can actually launch it into the pit and climb back out of it just using your Tire. So sometimes you can see some cool ultimates out of Junkrat as well. Here we go. Both teams are now about to engage. Reaver on the opposite ledge as Soldier. Everyone else from EnVyUs just lighting into them. Envy is going to be the blue team this time around, while Cloud9 will be the red team. Everything looking pretty standard. We've got Zarya on both sides for those Graviton Surges. d.va actually playing a second tank on the side of Cloud9, while EnVyUs is choosing to roll with just one.
Yeah, but it's going to be Zarya, that tank, and it can be really game-breaking here on Nepal. But right now with Reaver going down, it looks like the resurrection is going to come out from Adam to get right back into this fight, and Coco falls to his death.
Yeah, that's definitely not a great start for Zarya to just immediately fall down into the void, but Tailspin is still alive, still taking free shots out. Harry Hook and Taimu back in the corner as well, trying to do what they can. Surefour gets that Junkrat kill onto Taimu, doesn't even actually really have to aim, just continue to lob bombs into that corner. He will get that damage done. Internet Hulk on the point right now as Lucio trying to boop Kai off, does actually not manage to do so. Tire comes out, immediately dies to Tailspin's barrage, so does Reaver.
Yeah, but Surefour is able to clean that up, and they're still on this point as the bet does jump on in, and Adam's going to go ahead and res, so they're going to have the man advantage as they're pushing forward. Kai finding the kill on his counterpart Coco, and that's the Zarya down, but Harry Hook does get the kill onto Surefour, but Cloud9 have been able to turn it around in their favor. 35% on the board for EnVyUs as they try to retake this position.
Yeah, 35% is nothing insurmountable. Cloud9 now in control, able to get up to there pretty quickly. They should be able to hit that 30% as long as Kai can just stay on the point. They need this posturing is actually really interesting to me. Just the fact that everyone is staying on the far ledges, no one actually playing the point itself. That's just how the strategy has kind of evolved over the last few months. Graviton Surge and Beat Drop both coming out for the red team Cloud9. There is a Beat Drop from Internet Hulk. Only a couple of members of his team actually benefited from it, but it looks like it will be enough. Tailspin actually off of Pharah onto Reaper, now gets swatted off into the void by the Winston d.va. Here comes another Junkrat Tire from Surefour, does find the kill on Coco.
And that's going to be a wipe coming out from Cloud9. They're going to push EnVyUs back, and currently they're almost at 50% here on Nepal.
Right now, 53% for Cloud9, so they have not only regained control, but have now passed EnVyUs' mark. Maybe Nepal was the right choice for them. Taimu actually does score a hook combo kill on Grego, easy peasy. Now Harry Hook popping his tack visor, so does Reaver on the other side, and Reaver actually has the superior tack visor with that damage amp, immediately melts Harry Hook out of existence. Internet Hulk also down now, means Cloud9 still in control of this point.
And Taimu on that Roadhog getting 3 consecutive hooks in a row. He's in this back line, finally misses one, but Tailspin's gonna go ahead and finish off Adam, and that's gonna be EnVyUs switching this back around.
Right now, yeah, EnVyUs does flip the point, 42% against Cloud9's 81%. Lots of very little exchanges took place there. Not really the same, 6v6 clashes that we see in those payload maps where it's just 4 ults coming out on either side. It's very piecemeal. You've got 2 people fighting on the left side, 2 people on the right side, 4 people in the middle. You've got ults launching every which direction. You basically have to be paranoid all the time on these King of the Hill maps. You don't know which direction anything is going to be coming from. So Cloud9 making their rush in here. They do not have sound barrier to work with. There's a barrage actually coming from Tailspin. He had the Zarya shield to help him stay alive, but Grego and I saw some Surefort Junkrat bombs got up there and took him out. The res brings everyone right back into play. Coco on the point for EnVyUs, tack visor active for Reaver, trying to find some damage on Internet Hulk. He does go down. Now it's just Internet Hulk on the point. Sorry, Coco, excuse me, as Zarya back in the cubby there, as Cloud9 is able to flip the point back. 84% for EnVyUs, 84% for Cloud9. If they can just hang on and defeat the trickle-in offense that's going to be coming from EnVyUs, Cloud9 should be able to take this round.
Yeah, right now that Roadhog not quite paying off for them at this point. Taimu is resurrected, so they're gonna go ahead and engage. Zarya comes in with the Graviton Surge, only catches Taimu on it, and that's gonna be Cloud9 buying enough time to finish this off. They're gonna take the first point here on Nepal.
Yep, just to keep in mind, we are doing the competitive rules for Nepal, so it is going to be best of 3 out of 5 rounds on this map, so not the BO3 quick play rules. EnVyUs does have plenty of time to try and battle back here, and not every point is going to be Sanctum. Here we actually have the Shrine level, the kind of middle level for Nepal. We'll see the compositions change probably pretty drastically. Surefour actually going to start out on the Reaper, and Reaver going to stay on that Soldier. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tailspin breaking out the first Tracer of the tournament today.
No, we saw a few Tracers when they were trying to contest on the payload on King's Row.
First opening Tracer, I guess.
Yes.
We'll see, yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be the opening volley coming out from the Zaryas. Are they gonna actually connect with anything? Not quite, as both teams are gonna be meeting up on the stairs here. The bet on that Winston has to fall back as he is dropping low. Tailspin on that Tracer, trying to get some damage down. Already have 57% for the ult charge. It's gonna fall back, but we do have kills traded away. Internet Hulk going down along with Grego, so it's a 5v5 fight. Make that a 5v4 as the bet and Surefour get dropped by Tailspin and Taimu. So now EnVyUs pushing them back, should be able to gain this first point.
Really good stuff there from EnVyUs. The early picks went both ways, as you saw and called out, and after that it just kind of turned into a domino effect. Grego, not being able to provide all that AoE healing, saw the rest of Cloud9 fall pretty quickly. Reaver was the last one to die there, so they're going to wait for him before trying to run back in. Chips does have his res available for this team already in control. EnVyUs has 15% of the point already. Cloud9 looking for their way in. They are going to take the ledge side. Grego ready to speed boost everybody in. Kai does not have his ult just yet. Reaver's kind of the only one with any offensive power ready to go here. And it's very awkward again. This engagement has people all over the place. Reaver actually gets surrounded immediately after popping his tack visor. Harry Hook, Harry Hook popping his sound barrier allows EnVyUs to stay alive throughout the rest of Cloud9's attack.
Yeah, the 76 for Reaver not quite working out, so he's going to go ahead and switch off to that Tracer. Internet Hulk has been doing such a good job on this Winston of contesting that point and making sure he can't get free damage off. He drops the bubble right on top of him, so he can't shoot out on top of that, and he has to fall back. And so unfortunately, Reaver will be changing off onto the Tracer. Maybe this might work to Cloud9's benefit as the engagement is happening now.
It's interesting, d.va actually leaps onto the point by himself, pops the Primal Rage just to be able to distract, I think, 4 members of EnVyUs, but meanwhile, Surefour gets focused down. d.va still alive as that Winston does finally go down. to Internet Hulk. There's a Graviton Surge from the side of EnVyUs actually just cleaning up the point. And there is the Res actually bringing up 4 or 5 members of Cloud9. Time immediately erases that though with the Death Blossom. Tailspin also tossed a Pulse Bomb into there. So EnVyUs really just securing this checkpoint, or sorry, this round of King of the Hill. Nepal 88% now. They really only have to defend, I think, one more crashing wave to be able to hang on to this point.
Cloud9 do have the ultimate advantage here. They can come in with a Pulse Bomb Graviton Surge, and it looks like they want to go for it. Oh, and it lands onto, unfortunately, they didn't get it on Chipsogen, and he comes in with the Resurrection. But currently, it's a 6v5 fight as Taimu was taken out at the tail end there, and Cloud9 are on the point.
Cloud9 trying to make it happen. d.va has another Winston ult already. He just used it in my mind, but already just smacking people around. EnVyUs actually losing a couple of members. Tailspin, Internet Hulk, and Coco all down now. Chips not able to pop a res, did not actually have it available even. So Cloud9 will grab control at this point for the first time at 99% to 0. Can they fight back? It only takes one wipe for EnVyUs to basically reclaim control and win this round. Can they do it?
They have multiple opportunities to try and take this back. They just need one good fight, and this point is over. They are trying to approach from the high ground here, changing it up a little bit, but they have been spotted out by Cloud9. So it's going to be Kai getting the kill onto Tailspin, so that's one of the DPS going down as Graviton Surge does come out. They are able to get the kill with Reaver's Graviton, or with his Pulse Bomb, and the Resurrection comes out with the response coming out from that Lucio. Grego getting the sound barrier up, so the fight extending much longer than we expect. The bet going in, getting the kill onto Taimu. In the background, Surefour is slowly getting focused down by 3 members of EnVyUs, but he's going to be able to Wraithform away, and it's starting to favor Cloud9 now. 6-4 in the lead against these guys as they clean up some more kills.
Yeah, it looks like the switch for Reaver actually made a lot of sense. Soldier to Tracer has been paying off for them so far. The Pulse Bomb did make a nice impact for them in that last fight. Chips and EnVyUs now just regrouping. Did anyone actually switch? It doesn't appear so. Taimu and Tailspin both have their offensive ults available. Pulse Bomb and Death Blossom. Can they get anything happening? EnVyUs immediately gets caught in a Graviton Surge. Winston Shield goes down, but that is going to be just some explosive damage coming out. Reaver's Pulse Bomb getting a ton of damage in, and EnVyUs gets wiped out. 80% now for Cloud9. They are battling back. This is a comeback territory now. They really only have to defend one more strong push from EnVyUs to get up 2 rounds to 0.
Alright, so yeah, this is going to be the final push coming out from EnVyUs. They're going to push straight on through mid as Internet Hulk does jump in with that Winston. Pulse Bomb lands, but the Zarya barrier is going to keep Kai alive as both Lucio ultis are popped. And the team fight is extending as Coco does finally fall, but Taimu's going to go ahead and trade that right on back, finding his second kill onto Grego. Reaver, though, finds the backline. Chipsogen takes him out. That's the Resurrection down. The res does come out for Cloud9.
That looked really weird. Kai appeared to be on the point when it flipped over, but I guess he was just a step too late. Really unfortunate for Cloud9, but they do end up wiping out EnVyUs. So as long as they can get that point flipped, who is actually contesting it? Nobody now. So Coco goes down, Tailspin goes down. Cloud9 flips it, and overtime takes down 2-0. Now for Nepal, this is a best of 5 map, so we will continue on. EnVyUs not out of it yet. EnVyUs is up 2-0 in the series, so if they can win 3 rounds in a row, they will move on. Cloud9 has to feel good about their Nepal pick now.
Yeah, maybe they really were waiting until their backs were against the wall to pick up Nepal or Lijiang, and they're doing a fantastic job here on Lijiang. Things looked a little shaky beginning that second round, but they were able to bring it back from 99 to 0 and finish it off. So they just need to take one more point, and they'll get their first map against EnVyUs.
Good stuff coming out of Cloud9. I thought maybe they might get rolled over after that game on Hollywood, but things are looking pretty good for them. Got to give them kudos, taking the point when it was 99 to 0 and still ended up winning that round. So EnVyUs needs to, maybe take a look at their composition. They have swapped off Taimu now over to Genji to get started.
Yeah, and Internet Hulk has switched on back to the Reaper, and they're about to drop down onto them, bursting through that Winston bubble already. As Reaver finds a kill onto Taimu, and Adam, a crucial pick there. Harry Hook getting 2 kills of his own, booping one member of Cloud9 off. Now they are going to go ahead and fight over this point. But right now, it's all down to Reaver to try to keep this alive, as Grego is also there to support him, but not for long as he falls, and it's going to be Tailspin coming up with 3 kills of his own.
Tailspin just murdering right now on Tracer. He's got his Pulse Bomb available still for another potential multi-kill. Graviton Surge is slowly being built up by Coco, and on the other side, Reaver has his Pulse Bomb available. Same sort of situation. Kai still building his Zarya ult, gonna lob some bombs up there at that nice cluster of EnVyUs defenders. As we get onto the point, it looks like no one is really contesting from EnVyUs yet. They are potentially gonna let them flip it the entire way. Always a mistake in my opinion, since that percentage ticks up so quickly. Even if you flip it right back, you don't really want to sacrifice any of that percentage. 5-man res coming in now for the side of Cloud9, and as the immunity fades off, all the ultimates come out. We got Sound Barrier on both sides, actually. d.va leaping forward, trying to find Taimu in the background. Taimu actually on that Soldier for the first time today. Internet Hulk getting extremely low on Reaper, does get taken out. Cloud9, though, losing the bulk of their team and both supports. I think EnVyUs should be able to hang on here just with Chips and Harry being able to keep Coco alive and Tailspin alive.
Yeah, Tailspin is doing a wonderful job of actually focusing down Adam to support in these fights, so the same sustain just isn't there for Cloud9.
Yeah, the sustain, just losing their healers so quickly every time is really punishing, and they only got that 20% because EnVyUs were a little too late to step onto the point. Here comes the Graviton Surge on the side of EnVyUs, catching both tanks of Cloud9, get the easy kill on d.va. Here comes the Graviton Surge from Cloud9, gets 3 kills immediately, but the big res from Chips brings everyone back into play. Tag Visor active for Taimu, looking for some kills on some squishies, but he has a d.va in his face. Winston zaps him down, and Cloud9 once again comes out on top. They are going to flip this point while EnVyUs at 64%. Can Cloud9 actually 3-0 EnVyUs on a King of the Hill map? It could happen here.
I mean, Cloud9 definitely very strong here on these assault maps, and they're showing why. Their individual skills really starting to pan out here, as we do see d.va already going in with that. Winston did have the Zarya barrier, but that's not enough as Taimu finishes him off. But Reaver is going to answer back, taking out Tailspin, and Tailspin has been the majority of the damage coming out from the side of Team EnVyUs.
Here comes a beat drop for EnVyUs. Harry Hook giving everybody that extra health, and you'll notice that EnVyUs has been running 1 tank for a while now, while Cloud9 opting for 2. Seems to be the difference. It's basically whenever the tanks have ultimates is when these teams flip sides. The sound barriers obviously coming into play. The reses being enormous on both sides throughout this match, but Internet Hulk now coming in with the Reaper, not the Reaver, coming in and killing a couple members of Cloud9. Things are looking really good for EnVyUs to try to flip this back. Cloud9 gets up to 70%, but I think EnVyUs, yep, they're gonna now regain control up to Cloud9 again to try to break their way in. They have the Graviton Surge available. Last time worked out for them very well, so still in this for sure.
Yeah, 75%. It's ticking up. Cloud9 have to contest right now. They're going to push in from the high ground, but the Graviton Surge comes out. It lands on 3 members, but it's not going to amount to anything as there was very little follow-up, and it's going to be EnVyUs coming in, cleaning up Cloud9.
Yeah, they didn't catch Tailspin or Taimu, and that was the problem. Internet Hulk actually on that Reaper as well, getting his shots in. Grego heads straight to the point there on Lucio, trying to flip it over, but of course, I don't think he's going to last long on his own. Kai actually goes down before Grego, but as Grego falls, overtime should start to tick down. Now Reaver, no Tracer contest available, and that is going to be round 1 on the board now for EnVyUs. We will head to round 4 of Nepal, so we're going to get a repeat of one of those points. Cloud9 already won.
Yeah, so Cloud9 2-1 up in this map, 2-0 down against EnVyUs though. They just needed to finish this out, and they have their tournament hopes stay alive. Actually, not their tournament hopes. They still have losers bracket if they do get dropped here.
Right. Yeah. So either team that loses this series is still alive in the tournament. This is our winners bracket final. So the winning team will qualify for that August event where they will play for 10 grand prize pool. The losing team will go down to the losers finals and play another Bo5 later today to also try to qualify for that August finals. So Cloud9, even if they lose to EnVyUs, 0-3, still have the opportunity to move on.
All right, this time's teams entering into the fray, but it's going to be Internet Hulk trying to jump in onto the majority of Cloud9. But he's going to get stuck on a trap thrown down by Surefour. Surefour did switch on over to do that Junkrat, which he had a lot of success with, especially on this point here. Tailspin finding 2 quick kills, and that's Adam down, that's the support down. So it looks like Cloud9 just might be able to answer back, but Tailspin coming in, finding 2 kills of his own, and Coco taking out Kai. That's going to be EnVyUs actually taking the first point.
Internet Hulk getting the last killing blows there on Surefour and d.va. Surefour still on that Junkrat. Now that things haven't gone Cloud9's way to start off this map, I wonder if Surefour, I wonder how long he'll stay on Junkrat. If they are losing the point, will he ever flip it over to Pharah or Reaper, as both of those characters are being employed by EnVyUs, and they're all the way up to 20% already. They're pushed up into Cloud9's face. Here we go with the engagement. It looks like d.va is going to hop in first, trying to find some squishies, but only finds Coco on Zarya instead. Tailspin dropping the barrage, gets the kill on Kai, and a lot of damage in on Grego, who's forced to retreat. You got Internet Hulk slapping away at his Winston brother over there. They're all the way out on the balcony now, trying to battle it out. d.va is going to leap back to his team, and EnVyUs is going to retain control, 43% now on this 4th point of Nepal.
So now Cloud9, they're gathering their bearings before they push back on in, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and into the left-hand side, but Taimu is there with the flank. The Graviton Surge comes out, and he does have the Death Blossom, and he's going to go ahead and drop that with the help of Tailspin Area taking out 2 kills, and it looks like Reaver fell to his death there. We do have the counter Surge coming in with the Tire coming in. That's going to be Surefour picking up the kill onto Tailspin.
Huge tire potential there, but the beat drop from Harry Hook actually prevented even more people from dying. That was a good Graviton Surge into tire combo, but now they basically didn't get anything for it. EnVyUs still standing, Tailspin still just doing tons of damage with that Pharah. I haven't really seen Tailspin be focused or taken out at all yet. Here's another barrage coming in as the res from Adam goes through. Surefour down again. d.va on the point, trying to flip it, trying to be sneaky, but just one Gorilla, even if he does have 1,000 health, is not going to be enough. You can see Harry Hook actually falling into the pit and climbing his way back out as Lucio very quickly chips and Tailspin also go into the pit but get their way back up. d.va still standing on the point, but the rest of Cloud9 really need to make an effort to try and get on this point. Grego is there now as the speed boosted Lucio, but I don't think they're going to be able to get any of their damage dealers in play, and that is the true shame as they are starting to tick down overtime now. Kai on the point, still does stretch that overtime. Reaver tries to get some kills with his tac visor, takes out the Mercy, but as he falls and as Surefour falls, overtime will tick down, and we're going to go to round 5 of Nepal.
Yes, bringing it back. It was 2-0 earlier, but they taking the last 2 points. They're tying it up against Cloud9. They're just 1 map away from knocking them down to the losers bracket.
This could be it. Round 5 on King of the Hill. And it's the 3rd map of the series. EnVyUs already up 2-0, so everything kind of hinges on this round for Cloud9. Can they pull it together and try to force a 4th map, or will EnVyUs come out on top and add another match to their streak, something like 33 or 35 match streak that they've got going on since release. Pretty insane stuff. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, IDDQD had 55 match streak, and it's made up of 4 of these same players. That's Internet Hulk, Chips, Coco, and Harry Hook were a part of that IDDQD squad as well. So Taimu and Tailspin are the EnVyUs additions, and now sporting a 30+ match streak. Cloud9, can they be the ones to snap it? Right now it's looking pretty grim. They did get those first 2 rounds here on Nepal, but this is going to be the big decider.
Yeah, Internet Hulk jumps in, but it's going to be d.va that gets the kill on to Taimu. Tailspin doing a fantastic job, again, over and over, getting the kill onto Adam, but Surefour answers right on back, taking out Coco. Now on the point, teams are fighting. Internet Hulk has to jump out as Harry Hook is the lone member. They're on the side of EnVyUs, and he's going to get taken out by d.va, and that's going to be Cloud9 securing the point.
Cloud9 off to that strong start. They got the picks they needed right away. Ended up cleaning up pretty easily. We've got Taimu just waiting for his teammates to gather before he takes his Reaper route. I'm always interested to watch these pro Reapers and how they actually end up engaging. Sometimes they take the wide flank on the left, sometimes on the right, sometimes they just run in with the tanks, but there is that Death Blossom immediately coming out of Surefour, not actually getting any kills though. Cloud9 has to be a bit sad about that as Tailspin gets a counter kill onto Adam. Losing that Mercy so early in the fight is pretty brutal, but the beat drop from Grego manages to keep them alive during the onslaught. There's the barrage from Tailspin after the beat drop wears off. Grego, Surefour, and Kai all going down. Tracer trying to drop the pulse bomb ends up dying and killing nothing. Unfortunately for Cloud9, EnVyUs is going to flip the point with 38% on C9's side.
Yeah, that was nearly the ace coming out from Tailspin there. You know, he started it off getting that pick onto Adam, you know. Tailspin, one of the best players at focusing down supports and continually, again and again, he's taking out Adam. Got the 4-man barrage, almost got that 6th kill, but it was Harry Hook who finished that off. Taimu playing that Reaper is going to try and get some free shots off as the beats are dropped. Taimu gets the kill onto Surefour, so that's already 1 DPS down. Right now, Cloud9 really struggling to get back onto this point.
Taimu got a couple of kills there. I think one of the players of Cloud9 actually did not get picked up by the res. Yeah, Kai actually is still dead there, so Surefour gets a kill on Taimu. That's a good Reaper exchange for Cloud9. Harry Hook going down as well. Graviton Surge catches Cloud9 in it, and a couple of members do manage to escape. Adam does not, however. Cloud9 starting to fall quickly without that added support. d.va is going to be gone, Surefour gone, Taimu and Tailspin combining for the bulk of the kills once again. Kai and Grego are out in no man's land. They do not want EnVyUs to pick them off as well. Kai cannot run away on his own. Grego actually went the other direction and was unable to heal him or speed boost him, so Kai going down there is pretty bad for Cloud9. 62% for EnVyUs just continues to tick up.
And yeah, Cloud9 having a difficult time trying to retake this point. Tailspin, again, the hero of that last engagement, coming up with 3 huge picks, 73% on the board. Cloud9 have to go in now. Grego is actually leading the charge onto the point, trying to get something going on, but it's already contested. Internet Hulk gonna get caught out, but Tailspin comes in to back his team up. Reaver finishes him off though as he tries to go in for that garage. Kai finding the kill onto Internet Hulk is gonna go ahead and get that res off. Taimu coming in, getting the kill onto Grego, but the res coming out on the side of EnVyUs. Surefour tries to get that Death Blossom off. He gets a kill onto Chipsogen, but you know what? The res is already down. Coco finishes him off, and Tailspin again finding Adam. Time and time again, he finds Adam. And unfortunately, you know, that Mercy not able to stay in play for long. We do have the bet with the Primal Rage trying to stay on point, is able to take out Taimu with the help of Reaver.
Yeah, Tailspin executing his role perfectly. When Reaver was on the Soldier, he just hunted down Reaver. Now that he's on that Tracer, he's just hunting down Mercy. If Adam can't res and Chips can, that's easily a swing every other encounter, and that definitely adds up over time. The fact that Tailspin and Taimu are so good anyway definitely helps. Adam gets the res there. The Tailspin barrage actually went straight into the Winston shield, unfortunately for him, but with that res from Chips, everyone back on EnVyUs is alive. 99% still on the point, stretching that overtime as long as they can. Cloud9 trying to stay alive. Reaver there on the point as the Tracer, but of course Tracer only has 150 HP, can't contest forever as the overtime does get extended. You see the Death Blossom coming out from Taimu and the beat drop from the side of EnVyUs. They were super prepared for that, and now everything is dead on the side of Cloud9. That is GG's coming out from Kai. 3-0 will be the series score. EnVyUs moves on to the August event. They're all done today. Cloud9 will fall to the lower bracket finals, where they will play the winners of Luminosity Gaming and Code 7, which is going to be our next match. Let's see Adam's Mercy res as Mercy gets to play the game yet again.
Yeah, Adam was doing a good job on that Mercy, but once again, Tailspin was on him almost the entire game. Here comes a 5-man res. Oh, we don't even get to see it.
He didn't even res. That was the worst. What even was that?
He got the animation off, so I mean, it was there. We just didn't get to see the aftermath of that.
So they gave him the points, but we didn't get the visually satisfying ultimate.
No, not at all. So that is Team EnVyUs taking it 3-0, continuing their streak in their NA domination. And Cloud9 are going to be dropped down to the losers bracket, where they will be facing off against the winners versus between Luminosity and Code 7. So we will be taking a short break as we set up the next match.